Hello everyone, this is Neha Sharma once again with you, and today in this video we are going to read chapter number 4 from our first flight book for class 10th English, and the name of the chapter is From the Diary of Anne Frank. So dear kids, we have seen the introduction through one introduction video of this chapter. So today we will read the chapter thoroughly. From the Diary of Anne Frank is an excerpt from Diary of a Young Girl or the Diary of Anne Frank. It is an autobiography that was first published in 1947. In this, Anne expressed her thoughts in a diary which was gifted to her on her 13th birthday. She names the diary Kitty, which she considers as her only true friend. She mentions about her childhood, her family, and a lot other things that she told no one else. So let's see the chapter. As I've told you, this is an autobiography. So this is written by Anne Frank. Okay, this is written by Anne Frank. So what is an autobiography? To write about one's life, oneself, right? That is known as autobiography. Anne Frank was born on 12th June 1929 and died in 1945. She was a German-born Jewish girl. She wrote a diary while hiding with her family and 4 friends in Amsterdam during the German occupation of the Netherlands in Second World War. As the Nazis came to power in Germany, she along with her family moved to Amsterdam but got trapped when the Nazis occupied Netherlands. So what are the important things we have learned here? That Anne Frank was born on 12th June 1929 and she died in 1945. Right? And she was which type of girl she was? She was a Jewish girl. She was born in Germany. Right? Why she started to write down the diary? Because when she was in that camp, right? So when she was hiding with her family, so that time she wrote that diary because she needed that time a friend, and she thought that no one can be a good friend instead of a diary. So let's come to the next part. The diary was originally written in Dutch language and it became one of the world's most widely read books. Many films, television and theatrical production and an opera have been based on the diary. Anne Frank has become one of the most famous and talked about Holocaust victim, right? So that is what we have to know. So here we will come to know that the Jewish population was being persecuted, and so the family went into hiding. We are talking here about Anne's family because they were Jews, right? So when that time of when the Hitler was the ruler that time, so this happened that time. So hiding in July 1942 in Anne's father Otto Frank's office building behind one of the Almira, they took shelter. There was a room, so they in that particular attic they took shelter. They remained in the hiding for 2 years there. Then they were shifted to a concentration camp where Anne died due to typhus within days of her sister Margaret Frank. Their father Otto was the only survivor of the group. After the war ended, he returned to Amsterdam and found Anne's diary. He got it published under the name The Diary of a Young Girl. The diary was a gift to Anne on her 13th birthday, and it gives a detailed account of her life from 12th June 1942 until the final entry was on August 1st, 1944. So this was the introduction of the chapter. Here on your screen you can see the first paragraph of the text of this chapter from the Diary of Anne Frank. So let's start. What does it says? Writing in a diary is a really strange experience for someone like me. So who is this me here? Because this is the Diary of Anne Frank. So me is obviously Anne Frank herself, right? So she is saying here this. Not only because I have never written anything before, but also because it seems to me later on neither I nor anyone else will be interested in the musing. This word musing, the meaning is given here. That's a what? That's a period of reflection or the thought. So musing of 13 years old school girl. So dear kids, what she is saying here in this paragraph. So she feels that it is very strange and unusual for her to write in a diary about her feelings and experiences, because it was the first time she was doing it, right? So whenever we will start something, so we remain in some we got some confusion, the curiosity that the work will be liked by someone or not. No, we remain some hesitant. So she was also hesitant that time, and she felt that if she will write down the feelings and the experiences, so will anyone like that or not? Not only because I have never written anything before, but also it seems to me that later on neither I nor anyone else will be interested in the musing, right? So she feels that she thinks that in the future no one would be interested in reading about a young schoolgirl's diaries, right, about that what she did there and all that. So that will be of no use. So that's why this thought came to her mind कि अगर मैं डायरी लिखूंगी तो क्या कोई उसको पसंद करेगा, क्या कोई उसको पढ़ेगा, right? So with that thought she was little bit hesitated. So let's see what is next. Oh well, it doesn't matter. I feel like writing, and I have an even greater need to get all kind of thing off my chest. So what is the meaning of this phrase, out of my chest? Out of my chest means off my chest. It is to express something that has been worrying you, that you have wanted to say. Means what something is there in your mind and you want to just say that to someone, but you cannot do that, right? So out of means आपके दिल में कोई चीज़ है और आप उसको किसी को express करना चाहते हो. So she thinks that later even she will not be interested, she herself will not be interested in reading, that it may happen. But then she puts these thoughts away and she decided to jot down, to write down whatever the ideas were there in her mind. She feels like doing so, and she feels the need to write because there were a lot of thoughts she had been holding on to lately, and she needed to get them off her mind. So it is known that writing one's thought acts as therapy, and she makes the decision of writing the diary. So whatever was there in her mind, she wanted to write down that in her diary. Next paragraph. Paper has a more patience than people. So this is very important line of this text, that paper has more patience than people, right? So I thought of this saying on one of those days when I was feeling a little depressed and was sitting at home with my chin in my hands, bored and listless, wondering whether to stay in or go out. So she is saying that one day she was feeling too sad, right? She was feeling too listless. So what is the meaning of that? Listless means without no energy or not finding any interest, not at all in anything. So that was listless. So she said that the paper has much more capacity to absorb the thoughts than the people, because you must notice that if you are speaking your feelings to someone, so some of the thoughts are of like that some of friends, some of her family members, they make fun of those thoughts, right? So she thought that paper has much more capacity to absorb thoughts than the people, right? The papers will not make fun of the feelings of others. So that's why she said that. And people have low patience levels also, but a piece of paper, being a non-living thing, would not refuse from absorbing her thoughts, or they will not make fun of her thoughts. So that's why she wrote that. I thought of this saying one of those days when I'm feeling little depressed, right? So she was some sad or depressed, and she said that this realization, when she thought that this paper has more patience than people. So when she realized that, right? So this realization came to her one day, and with that feeling that day she was saying कि बहुत ज़्यादा confused थी, बहुत ज़्यादा sad feel कर रही थी. So she could not even decide whether to go out or to stay home at that particular time. So at that time she finally decided to stay at home, and she started to write down in that diary. I finally stayed where I was brooding. Brooding, the meaning of brooding here given, engaged in the deep thought about something that makes one sad, angry or worried. So that is the meaning of brooding. Means is in yellow text the meaning of this word brooding is given here. Okay. So next is, she is saying that I finally stayed where I was. So when she was thinking, she was too depressed and she was thinking that what to do, to whom to share with these all thoughts and all that. So that time she said that she said being depressed and you know, she was depressed badly, and that time she decided, right, that she thought that the paper had more patience, and she decided to write down everything that came in her mind, because she didn't intend on making someone read it unless she found a real friend, right? So that's what she is saying. Yes, paper does have more patience, and since I am not planning to let anyone else read this stiff bagged notebook grandly means in a proud manner, referred to as diary, unless I should ever find a real friend, it probably won't make a bit of difference. So what she said here that she had to write down everything that came into her mind, whatever the feelings of her, those that she will write down in the diary, and she did not intend on making someone to read these unless she found a real friend. She will keep on writing her thoughts जब तक उसको कोई ट्रू फ्रेंड नहीं मिल जाता, और उसको लगता था कि शायद इस दुनिया में उसका कोई ट्रू फ्रेंड है ही नहीं, तो इसलिए वो किसी से अपने थॉट्स को शेयर नहीं करती थी. एंड शी डिसाइडेड दैट डे दैट जब तक उसको कोई ट्रू फ्रेंड नहीं मिल जाता तो तब तक वो अपने थॉट्स, अपनी फीलिंग्स को इसी में ही लिखेगी, और शी विल कीप दीज थिंग्स एज अ सीक्रेट इन द डायरी. Now, I am back to the point that prompted me keep a diary in the first place. I don't have a friend, right? Now, she said here, so here in these lines, now I am back to the point that prompted me keep a diary. Now, she is saying that she comes back to the point or to the thought where her thoughts begin, right? And she started to write down the diary. So, it is because she is lonely and she has no friends to talk to, right? So, I don't have any friend. So, that's why she will keep this diary at the first place. So, that is why she started writing the diary. Clear? So, if this question will be asked to you that why she thought of writing the diary, because she thought that she had no true friend with whom she can you know, express, or she can tell the feelings or to someone. So, that's why she wrote that diary. Next paragraph. Let me put it more clearly, since no one will believe that a 13-year-old girl is completely alone in the world, and I am not. Now, she goes on explaining that why she feels the need of a friend. So, she feels that no one is going to believe that a young girl like her is so alone, right? Which partially she is not, because she is giving the idea, she is giving the reason that why people will think that she is not alone, that she could not be alone, right? So, why? She is giving the reason. I have loving parents and a 16-year-old sister, and there are about 30 people I can call friends. I have a family, loving aunts and good home. So, this is what she is telling, that no one is going to believe that a young girl like her is alone, because she is telling she has a loving family, near about 30 people that can be called friends, loving aunts, a good place to stay, her parents, her sister herself. But after that also, right, she is you know, alone. She is feeling alone. She is thinking that she has not any friend. So, actually this depicts a clear picture of a happy family. Okay, this passage depicting a clear picture of her family, But the one thing that lacks in her life is the presence of a true friend with whom she can share everything. So that's why this thought came to her mind that she should start writing a diary. Next is, no, on the surface I seem to have everything except my one true friend. All I think about when I am with friends is having a good time. So no one on the surface, I seem to have everything except my one true friend. All I think about when I am within the friends is having a good time. So here in these lines, the authoress, right, she she does have a good time with the friends. They talk about the stuff, but not real stuff that is actually going on their lives. So despite trying hard, they are unable to get closer, and she feels that maybe it is her who is not able to trust anyone with her you can say the private stuff, right, and that he is not able to come any close to her friends. And that is why she feels that the current situation cannot be changed, and thus she needs to write her feelings in a diary. And all I think about when I am with the friends is having good time. So that's why she wanted to write down all her feelings in the diary. I can't bring myself to talk about anything but ordinary everyday. We don't seem to be able to get any closer. So here she is saying that though she is having a big family of 30 family members, but she cannot trust anyone, right? So that's why her feelings changed, and that's why she started writing in the diary. Maybe it's my fault that we don't confide. Confide means to share secrets with someone in each other. In any case, that's just how things are, and unfortunately they are not liable to change. This is why I have started the diary. So here she is giving that she feels that the current situation, because she cannot confide, she cannot tell the secret to anyone of her life, so that's why she just started to write down this diary. What she says in the next paragraph, let's see. To enhance the image of this long awaited friend. So long awaited friend, to whom she is calling this long awaited friend? To her diary, to her friend, right? So Kitty. In my imagination, I don't want to jot down. Jot down means to write down the facts in this diary the way most people would do, but I want the diary to be my friend, and I am going to call this friend Kitty. So she is saying that to enhance means what? To increase, to intensify something, right? So that is called enhance. You can write down intensify or to increase. It's SIFY, right? So that means to enhance. Clear? So here she is saying usually when someone is writing in a diary, they list down or they write down all the facts about them in a formal manner, right? So here she is saying that to enhance the image of this long awaited friend in my imagination, I don't want to jot down the facts in the diary the way most people would do. Means in formal way they start writing the diary, right? But she don't want to write, she doesn't want to do like this. She doesn't want to be very much formal, right? And this is because she wanted to give her need for a friend a shape, thus decides to name the diary as Kitty. So why she named her diary Kitty, this she has told here. So hoping that someone would read her diary one day, she thinks that writing without giving details about her and about her family and background and that, so that story would be ineffective. So despite not wanting to do so, she gives brief details about her life only, and she started writing her diary. So this was what why there was a need to write down the diary to Anne Frank when she was in she was hiding in the one of the compartment which was in the office of her father, Otto Frank. So we will do this much in this video, and the text ahead we will read in the next video. Till then, please make notes of the text or the paragraphs what we had read. Thank you very much. Stay safe, stay happy.